Chris Lasala. Before I've known him, he was Chris Lasagna, right? And all I know is that he associated me with Mahler and JP just because I went on their channels or whatever, even though I challenged him to a formal debate like I challenge everyone else. But he's coming after me because of my video wherever I made about young Don declines to formally debate Dr. Wilkin, right? And this video must have upset him because in this video I use this logic. If young Don is not prepared to do a formal debate defending against free grace or have a discussion, then he's not prepared to be making content against free grace. So that was my argument. But look what Chris Sala said. Looks like you demons are about to blow a lid. Well, wait a minute. If I got demons, then come cast them out. Come cast out my free grace demons. The idea that you must engage in debate to preach the gospel is a joke, just like you. You don't have to engage in a debate to preach the gospel. But if you're going to speak against free grace and you have an opportunity to talk to one of the main proponents of free grace and you turn down that opportunity for whatever reason, you know, maybe you're the one that needs to talk to Wilkin Chris Lasala. Maybe you're the one. And it ain't about preaching the gospel in this sense. It's about defending accusations. But you know what? Actually, from Wilkins' standpoint, he would be preaching the gospel. He would be reminding young Don of what he originally believed before he met the legalists and people like you. And I think young Don's going to be fine. This is just a phase he's going through. But regardless of this is the first time you've ever directly came after me. So I was like, well, hey, let's make it official. Welcome to the Free Grace Wars. Whether that's the war between free grace, whether that's the war on free grace, you've entered it. I haven't gone around making videos against you saying you're an Illuminati or a Satanist or anything like that because you touched something on top of a mountain. I don't have a problem with those things. I'm not caught up in conspiracy and stuff. And you know what? I debate now on the gospel truth. So what is your excuse? We can do a debate. I don't care what the topic is. And if you don't want to debate, that's fine too. I respect that. But at least respect the argument that I'm mentioning here. If he's not prepared to deal with these issues in this particular way, he should think twice before he releases certain content. And you know what? You should be too. He says the war does not need to be fair. We already run things. It's been that way. It's going to stay that way. Who is the we? And what do you run? I don't understand. Okay. Let's just say that 1% of the world's free grace. What's your point? I don't understand. What are you running? Except for your mouth in words on this paper. I don't even know how to respond to you. I'm glad you interacted at least. But are you ready to have a discussion about free grace? Let me ask you this question. Who do you hate more, Chris Lasala? People that come after you for your demon casting out stuff? Or free grace? Most free grace don't even mess with you. Actually, most free grace people don't even know you exist. I'm talking about in academia. I'm talking about in the churches and stuff like that. They don't know who you are. And so, I mean, it's like I'm just totally confused. Yeah, truth defenders, I'm still up. I thought I was going to go to bed, but I decided to touch my comments because I know sometimes everything don't show up. And look who I see, Chris Lasala, you know? So I could give you I'm willing to have a conversation with you, Chris. And I'm not going to be like JP and them and all that. I have no problem. I know I won't agree with your doctrine and things like that. But y'all came after free grace. I don't know if you've ever made a video against free grace, but young Don has. And so I respect his opportunity, his decision to not formally debate Dr. Wilkin. I respect that. But at the same time, I want him to be consistent. When he deleted his channel, I mean his content, that was good. He's being consistent, you know? And you should want him to be consistent as well. But you know what? If you know more than young Don on this issue, then I challenge you to have a conversation if you don't want to have a debate. And no one's saying you got to preach the gospel to debate. That's or you got to debate to preach the gospel. It's a joke, just like you. No, what's a joke is you're misinterpreting what's going on here. And if I'm a demon, you shouldn't be afraid, right? You should just come over here and cast it out, right? You have authority over demons, right? Well, come cast out the free grace demon. Is that how it works? I don't know what kind of demonologist you are or whatever, but I'm willing to have conversations with you if this could de-escalate some things. But dude, you got 52,000 subscribers. I barely have 2,000, almost 2,000. I'm not even there yet, and you still reply to me. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? And you know I haven't been on JP and Mahler's streams lately. This video hit you hard. You know the truth of this video, the things that are said there. And you know that y'all missed out on an opportunity. But you can always change it. I'm sure Dr. Wilkin would be gladly wait for one of you to change your minds. But if you're the sensei, Chris, why don't you have the debate or discussion with Dr. Wilkin? Or you know what? With me. Simple. Not a problem. I'm not forcing you. I can't force you, right? You've been running things. You're in control of everything, right? So why don't you show a little bit of diplomacy? Why don't you have the conversation with me about this, and let's see what we can get to the bottom of this. And it can be on whatever platform you want. I want to know why me, a nobody, was just commented on by somebody. Young Don didn't reply. Young Don's not more concerned about it, but you are, because this bothers you. This bothered you enough to make this comment. And I'm honored that you actually commented on little old me stream. Yeah, I'm big in the debate world, if you want to call SFT's channel big or whatever, and have had those free grace debates. But your excuse for not wanting to debate me was because I was hanging out with JP and Mahler on their streams. Why are you doing that? Do you have another reason why you don't want to debate me? I'm not even good at this topic. You know, we could pick your favorite topic, and I just want to have the experience. You know, I've been getting into debates about stuff I'm not even very good at, just so I can have the experience, and because the layman's seminary should be well rounded. You know, so I don't know where you want to go from here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you. You know, uh, it shocked. It really shocked me that you replied. Really did. Young Don declines to formally debate Dr. Wilkin. I said what was true. Not unless his moderator spoke out of turn. Looks like you demons are about to blow a lid. What do you mean by blow a lid? Blow a lid on what? Mad because we're angry? What's going on? The idea that one must engage in debate to preach the gospel is a joke, just like you. So that's how you do. You dismiss me. The war doesn't need to be fair. Okay, it's not fair. Well, then this is what I want to say. It don't need to be fair. Let's play what I said, because I don't remember what I said, and maybe that's the key to everything. Maybe if I go back and play this video, I will understand what Chris is saying and replying to. So let me share my screen and sound, and then hopefully I can go to bed after this. Alrighty.
Hey guys, I'm fixing to roll out to work, but I wanted to make this announcement. Maybe I'm jumping the gun on this, but I want you all to know that I was given official capacity by the moderator Standing for Truth YouTube channel, which is Donnie, to contact Young Don or his server and see if we could get a formal debate with him and Dr. Bob Wilkin. What the moderators told me was that, because I was like, did y'all bring it up in the class, in the lesson, whatever? And he said,
anybody that has academia knows what books I have on my shelf right there. The language books, all those things like that. So just letting you know.
Well, he had just said that he's not.
Also, there's a lanyard of GES over there, and there's an ETS one to the side.
Not willing to formally debate for 2 years. Now, this is significant because he basically said that he wants to get his knowledge and his theology up to par.
This is not bad language, right?
That's my language, up to par, but I'm interpreting that statement in that way. The reason this is significant is because logically, if you don't feel like that you are able to debate a position, then you should not be putting out content teaching against a position.
Am I talking about the gospel there? Did I say anything about gospel? I said a position. Now, if he's saying that if you put out content against free grace, then you're admitting that it's the gospel, then okay, well, admit that then. Admit that there's one gospel, free grace, and you're teaching against it, so that's your gospel. Is that what's being said here?
Taking a position. And so what I mean by that is that Young Don recently has come after free grace. Maybe he's had a change of heart. Maybe he's going to drop out on the war on free grace. Maybe he's going to say, maybe I need to chill getting into these theological issues and debates. But my point is that if he's going to continue to put content out there that is against free grace, then he's being inconsistent. Okay? He's being inconsistent because he's saying he's not willing to be prepared to debate, yet he's prepared to make content, videos that he studied. So that's one of two things. Either he views preparing for a debate and what he puts out there not on the same level. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that preparing for a debate is a concentrated study where you got to study the material, study a person's position, study the opponent, and all of that type of stuff. I understand that it's concentrated and you may come with a more refined understanding or articulation of things. I get all that. But at the same time, if you understand that you're underneath the burden that you need to become teachable and not be a novice, if you understand that you don't want to put something out there in the world that does not accurately represent God or that may cause your position to be found in disfavor because you did not represent it right, then maybe you should apply the same principle to your other content. Maybe Young Don should just stick to reaction videos and cartoons until he gets his theology correct. But I kind of doubt that's going to happen. Same reason I don't think Gideon is going to back off from what he's doing. Now, the difference with Gideon is Brother Josh is the primary teacher. But you're starting to see slowly but surely Gideon is sharing what he's learning. And I'm not against a person sharing what they're learning, but because he's being faithful to the light that he has. The issue is that these same people, Brother Josh, Young Don, they will not get into a formal debate because they know right now that their claims, their accusations against free grace cannot stand up to scrutiny.
See, that's my thing. I'm not even saying free grace would win. I'm just saying their claims against free grace will not stand up.
And so that's what we're dealing with here. That this war is unfair. These people are lobbing missiles from one side and then get upset whenever we retaliate. When we reply back in a way that wants to hold them accountable. This can't be the way that we're going. This is not democratic YouTube in such a way. No, what this is hits and runs. This is looking for a fight to appease your viewers, but at the same time, not actually engaging in the discussions. And I don't think we should go forward in this way. I think that if you're going to put yourself out there as a teacher, and even if it's informal or formal, then you understand that you're going to receive a stricter judgment. You're going to be held accountable to a certain standard. And if you're not willing to engage in this way, then maybe you should not be attacking theological positions that you don't clearly know about. The chances of you knowing our position very well, when you don't even know your own position very well to articulate, I commend you. Anyone out there that wants to develop in their position before they go out and start attacking. But at the same time, I understand that you got to be consistent. And so if you're not willing to debate these issues, then maybe you should not be making teaching videos on these issues. Or maybe you should soften the material that you're making. Maybe you should say something like this.
Look, I'm giving helpful suggestions, a way forward.
Exploring this or looking into, examining, my journey in this. Towards understanding this. But whenever you come out and you say free grace is false, demonic, wrong, and all of this, and you're not expecting us to respond, and you think because you're so big that if we make YouTube videos, you can't hit the radar. Well, guess what? You've gotten the attention already, and they already responded to one of your videos. Grace Evangelical Society responded to one of your videos in a loving way. And now you're formally declining that invitation to formally debate. And some people may
agree, Truth Defender.
They say, well, he's a novice. He's a youngster. People shouldn't be challenging the debate. They tried that when I challenged him to debate. But the thing is, if you're going to put your big boy pants on, then you're going to be held accountable to a big boy pants standard. So my point is, hold yourself to a consistent standard. And if you're not prepared to debate something, then don't make videos where you're attacking in a way wherever other people are not able to respond and let their say go out there. These people out there, he's not the only one. There's others. They say they hate debate, okay? They'll say debate is sinful. They'll say all these types of things. But they do that, and there's other people that have made videos about this recently. They will do that because they're trying to control the narrative. They want their one-sided view to be put out there to their audience because that is their fan base. That is their income. That is the people that they're responsible to, and there's nothing wrong with pastoral dynamics. I'm not saying that. But my point is they're not allowing their views to actually experience an informal peer review nor a formal peer review. Yet this stuff is going viral. It's going everywhere across and generations are being affected. Millennials, right? The Zoomers, Alpha even, So this is serious. And that's what the free grace wars are about. Yeah, it's kind of the idea that some of the issues that have been between GS and FGA and other things like that are finally trickling down to the popular level. I mean, this has been going on for years on Facebook and stuff. But now there's certain YouTube platformers that are taking it and ran with it. So this is what I'm telling y'all right now. Hold these guys to a standard. If they're saying they're not prepared to formally debate and they're not willing to uh, prepare in that way, yet they want to continue to make content dissing a particular group or organization on a doctrinal statement, and they know it goes viral because they're jacking the algorithm, then hold them to that standard and basically say, you know what? If you're not prepared to debate, you're not prepared to make these videos. You're not qualified. You're not equipped enough. So one of two things got to happen. You either got to step up and formally debate, or you need to step down in your attacks against Christianity. And so that's what I leave with y'all before I go to work. God bless, guys. Hey, Doki. Hey, Nicholas.
So that is what Chris was replying to. And you'll see that his comment was, it's not showing up down here. Let's see if we can put it on to newest first. There it is. Yeah, there it is right there. So it does show up. There it is right there. Looks like you demons are all about to blow a lid. So yeah, that's what we got going on, guys. And I don't know what this means. I don't know what Chris wanted to accomplish by commenting. But uh I see he's got a video, Easy Believers are false converts, children of Satan. I'm just gonna check and see if the word free grace shows up, because if he attacked free grace, then I can legitimately respond. Because that's what I do. I go after people with their free grace in the title. I don't see any. Okay. So he didn't go after free grace. I don't know why Young Don went after free grace, but he did. Because, I mean, when you type in free grace, the algorithm, the first video you're going to see is Young Don's video, 94,000 views. So, yeah, yeah, there's more people that I want to go after. There's a guy right now that's just saying Young Don free grace doctrine is false. Somebody's replying to. I don't know who he is. He's replying to this. But yeah, we'll work it all out, guys. But I don't know what Chris wants to do. You know, I'm a nobody. I don't have any influence, anything to offer to him table. So it's not like I'm Mahler or JP or anything like that. So I don't know what he thought he was doing. Maybe he just got upset and had an emotional comment underneath the video. I don't know. Well, let's see how he responds to this. God bless, guys.